This is dedicated to everyone who has been the only adult in your family since you were a child. I grew up super poor and absolute squalor. I remember that we would have just like trash on the floor, and then I would sleep on the trash on the floor. I didn't have like a real bed until I was maybe in like third grade. A common reason to wake up is that bugs would like run across my face because that's what happens when there's garbage all over the floor. For a while, we had pet rabbits and they were just free roaming in the house. And I remember one time we had people come over to our little trailer, and a chore that we had to do was like scrape the rabbit poop with like a big dustpan into the garbage because there were like inches of it on the floor. So I'm in college living with roommates, but I decide to pop back to my mom's house for lunch and surprise her. I walk in and realize that no one's home, but what is home is a smell. Like there's a really bad smell. And so as I had done my whole life, I'm like, okay, I'll figure this out. So I'm looking around and I finally track it down to these bookshelves. I'm like, why do the bookshelves smell so bad? And I step back and I start looking at every shelf, trying to figure it out. And then I spot it. My mother has decided clearly quite some time ago to buy a pumpkin to display on the bookshelves like a real live pumpkin. She has placed it on the top shelf. Why I didn't realize that it was a pumpkin at first is because it was totally deflated and had turned into black sludge. That black sludge had dripped all the way down the wall and was dripping and hardened on there's like lots of objects on the shelves. So there's black sludge and mold and a bad smell on everything. And it's not like she went on vacation. Like this was the house that my mother was living in every day. She just didn't notice. So I spent the next hour with a can of Lysol and a rag and a bucket, and I cleaned up everything. Every bit of black sludge, the wall, the shelves, the objects. The pumpkin went outside. And then I went home. My mother never said anything about it. She probably didn't notice. I never told her about it. So if you have been cleaning up other people's messes your whole life, I hope you have gotten lots of great support, created loving boundaries, and have released your sense of responsibility for everyone else. Much love. Mwah.